Okay. Oh, okay, let me move this knife off of my bed. I brought up a pear to eat after this. But it's cold and I don't like biting into it when it's cold, so I've got a knife. Also, I've got lip gloss on. I can foresee this going all over my face. Hello guys! Excuse the hair. I actually think it looks kind of cute. I had it in twists because I blow dried it and stretched it out and I wanted to keep it stretched, so I kept it in twists. Yeah. And I don't want to take it out just yet, so I thought it looks kind of cute. What do you think? Anyway, I'm here to do my November wrap up, and recently I've been seeing a lot of people uploading end of year TBRs, and I was going to do that anyway, but I was just going to keep it for like my general period where I upload wrap ups and TBRs and stuff. But I thought mine is unnecessarily large, and then everyone else was doing like challenge accepted. I'm like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Let's join in with the fun. So let's start with a very quick part of this video, which is my wrap up. I read quite a few things I'm very happy to have done, but I'm not really going to talk about any of these because there are reasons. So for the first couple of weeks of November, I bashed out the Roald Dahl books that I owned because I was vlogging it. That vlog should already be up by now, so I will link that in the cards for you so you can watch for your viewing pleasure in your own time if you wanna. But I read The Twits, The Witches, James and the Giant Peach, Fantastic Mr. Fox and Boy Tales of Childhood. I won't bother going into depth with the ratings and stuff because you can check it out in that vlog. I mean, I've got a whole video dedicated to it, so you might as well. And then I finished book 1 in this binder. I'm going to stop there for a little while, of Becca Fitzpatrick's Hush Hush. So this is parts 1 and 2. I think it's Hush Hush and the second one is Crescendo. So I finally finished book 1. As you can see, Crescendo is waiting for me on the other page for when I want to pick it up again, which probably will be in a couple of months, to be fair. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about this one as well because, as you might remember, if you don't, let me refresh your memory in the card, I have an IG Chooses My TBR that I did like a good few months back, and this was one of the books that was on there. And I hope, I don't know how long it would get me to do this because I've just not been in the mood to pick up those particular books, but I hope that when I finish all of them, I'm just counting this as one because I didn't intend to read like both books, I think, I will do like a wrap up of those books. So yeah, I'm not going to be talking about this at all. Although if you can't wait, I do have reviews on Goodreads already, so I mean, you can spoil the fun and cheat if you want, but we'll all know that you cheated. So I mean, it's up to you. Anyway, on to the fun part. This very massive overcompensating for something, are we? TBR that I hope to finish in December, the end of the year. So I'm currently in the middle of a book. This is actually my tablet, but I will place the picture of the book on said tablet. That is The Christmas Sisters by somebody, I want to say Sally Morgan, Sarah Morgan. I swear there's an S and a Morgan. I feel like I'm visualising that in my mind. It's a fun story. It's one of my NetGalley ones. I've been trying to read more of my ebooks. This is only the first one and only one so far that I didn't get to finish actually in November. So I'm about 60% into it, so I've not got too much left anyway. But it's about this family. They come back home to Scotland every sort of Christmas, or they try to, but you can see from the beginning that there's struggles. There's something that happened in the past, and there's reasons why they find Christmas time to be a difficult time of year. So I'm just having a good time, you know, feeling out the characters, understanding the history of why Christmas time is a struggle for them, and hopefully we'll get to finish this before Christmas, I hope, but you know, for December. Next up, this is another little guy that's been on quite a few TBRs, but this keeps getting neglected for some reason or other, and this is Giovanna and Tom Fletcher's Eve of Man. I think I actually first debuted this in my July sci-fi July TBR back in July, who would have thought, and I just keep creeping this to the bottom of the pile, and then I'm like, oh, I wanted to read that last month, let me add that to this month, and then it's just like a vicious circle basically. So this one, let me read you quickly what it says. All her life, Eve has been kept away from the opposite sex, kept from the past. Wait, no. Kept from the truth of her past. Sorry, I stand corrected. But at 16, it's time for Eve to face her destiny. 3 potential mouths have been selected for her. The future of humanity is in her hands. She's always accepted her fate until she meets Bran. And I'll stop there. So it's a sci-fi, sort of dystopian, last woman on earth type of vibe that I'm getting. And I was really, really excited for this when it came out. My excitement has sort of dissipated a little bit, but I'm sure it will get going again once I pick this up eventually. Really hope to get this read before the year's end, because it's just been trying to get my attention for a while now and I feel kind of guilty. Then we've got a sequel to a book. We've got quite a few sequels in here actually, you'll see that later on. But this is a sequel to a book, obviously, to The Bear and the Nightingale. I think it's called the Winter Night Trilogy. I always forget and I just call it like the Bear and the Nightingale Trilogy. But I'm pretty sure it's like the Winter Night or something. And this is The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. This is not the finished cover. I don't know if, I'm guessing this is the finished cover. I'm sure there's other covers, but this was an e-arc. I've mentioned this before, that I won on Goodreads. I've also got a copy from NetGalley on my Kindle, so I can back and forth it if I want to. If I don't want to take the physical book out with me, I can just chuck the ebook in my bag and go. So obviously I won't talk too much about this one because it is a sequel. However, if you want to know more about the first book, I do have a review that again I will link for you for your convenience. I'm such a nice person, I know, so you can check out what that's about there. So yeah, apparently this came out 25th of January this year. The third book and the final, I think it's still a trilogy. Are they changing it? I don't know. Is it a trilogy or series? I don't know. The third book's coming out in January, I believe, as well, so that'll be a nice kind of stepping stone. Hopefully if I get that one fairly soon, I can read it shortly after this. If I get to this, fingers crossed, pray for me guys. And then we've got Orange, which is the complete collection volume 2 by Chigo Takano. This is a bind up of, I think it's the next 3 volumes of this manga. Again, can't really tell you much about what this is about without spoiling much of the first book. I can't remember where I read this a good few months ago. I think it was back in like February or something. There's like a fine line. I don't want to like go over it and accidentally spoil something. However, lucky you again, I think I'm running out of cards, but I do have another video where I give my review on the first book, so if you want to watch that, you're more than welcome to. I'm sure I give a more eloquent synopsis of what the plot's about, but I'm just really excited to get back into this world. It's an emotional roller coaster, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of these characters again. They were awesome. I can slowly feel something like creeping into my eyeball. Oh my god, it's so annoying. And then, because I didn't get to read it in November, I want to try and read A Map of Days, which is the 4th book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series by Ransom Briggs. I went to a book event where he was doing like a Q&A talking about his new book, about his writing experience and everything, and then we got the book signed, and this was my first event like that and my first signed book. I'm so happy, and it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful, and it's been staring at me, but I've been reading other things and I felt again so much guilt. If you want to watch that vlog, I will link that for you. If I run out of card space, because I've not been keeping track, I'll just put it in the description, so check the description as well if you want to. But yes, this is the 4th book. I think I've reviewed every single Miss Peregrine's book so far. Either they've had their own separate review or they've been in like a wrap-up or something, so I'm not going to be too nice and link it again, but have a little look on my channel if you're interested. Basically, again, it's been a while and we're in so deep in the series, I'm scared of what I'm going to say. But yeah, basically we're following a character called Jacob who stumbles on a new world that was open to his grandfather, and as his grandfather passes, this world is sort of open to him, and he gets to see a lot of the life that his granddad, you know, didn't share in detail with him. It's an amazing book. That was really vague. I'm sure you can find excellent synopsis on the interwebs, but I'm struggling at the moment. This book is very heavy and it's aching my arm. Then I want to knock out 2 more of Harry Potter books, because I seem to read them around this time of year anyway, and I like to do my reading vlogs. I've been doing a lot more reading vlogs of late, but I do like it when I just focus on one book and kind of give you my spoilery thoughts. This is my series where I'm reading Harry Potter for the first time, so of course I'm going to continue that. A lot of people seem to enjoy them, so I've got Book 3, The Prisoner of Azkaban, and Book 4, The Goblet of Fire. They start to get beefy. So I do hope to get both of these read. I don't know if I will, because I mean there's only so many days until the end of the year, and I've got quite a lot of beefy books, haven't I? But wish me luck again. I will be vlogging my experiences reading these, I'm sure. And it's okay if these goes into January. I do think they're quite nice winter reads. I don't know why. Then another new release we've got here. Did I have? Yes, we did have new releases. This one came out, I feel like a couple of months ago. I don't remember, but this is the sequel to Undercover Princess by Connie Glynn. This is book 2 in the Rosewood Chronicles, Princess in Practice. Absolutely adored this series. I spoke about this in, was it another YouTuber book creator thing? I have a little series like that. I feel like I might just do that for like the first book of a series. Otherwise, putting that in the title every time I review a YouTuber book is just going to get obsessive, especially if they've started a series. But yeah, so this is such a fun series. We've only had one book so far. Obviously this is the second, and this is a signed copy as well. So technically this was my first signed copy, but I think it's not even printed, it's actually written. That is actual ink, isn't it? Let me see. I think it's actual ink. Yay! But obviously it's not like specific to me, but I've got 2 signed books now. Yay, that's very exciting. But basically, again, the first book, I'll link. Jen, in the future you're going to have a hard time finding all these videos. I will link the video of the first book review in the description for you. My camera's gone off. I meant my computer's gone off, and I'd like to see the brightness. I don't know. Anyway, this is about a girl that goes to boarding school. I cannot remember her name for the life of me. And there she stumbles into a lot of high society type of people. It's a school sort of for like the elite class. There's a lot of children of people in power there. There's also a princess, and she stumbles into this sort of accidental miscommunication bubble where everybody thinks that she is the undercover princess, and then chaos and fun times and amazing plot sort of expands from there. It's such a fun series. I don't know, I thought, is it young adult or is it middle grade? I feel like it is young adult. And honestly, it was such a breath of fresh air just to read. I adore Connie Glynn. I watch her channel quite frequently, Nudorella, and I'm just so happy. Apparently, I was talking to someone on Instagram and I was asking like how did they find this, because they posted a picture of it, and apparently it was just so nice to see Connie Glynn's writing expand that much more, and the story was really good as well, so I'm looking forward to this one a lot. And then lastly, just for a nice little Christmassy feel, I picked this up recently, and this is Michael Mapurgo's The Snowman, a new story inspired by the original tale by Raymond Briggs. So I thought this was really adorable. It's a nice short one. Perhaps I could read it on Christmas Eve if I'm feeling like it. But it said, let me see actually what it says. An extraordinary tale of true Christmas magic. Absolutely adore The Snowman and The Snowman and the Snow Dog and Father Christmas. All Raymond Briggs' stuff I really adore. And when they brought out that new one about his family, was it last Christmas or the Christmas before? Oh my god, that was so amazing. I think it was on BBC One. Anyway, when James wakes to see snow falling one December morning, he rushes outside to make a snowman. With coal eyes and an old green hat and scarf and a tangerine nose, the snowman is perfect. James can hardly bear to go inside that evening and leave him. But in the middle of the night, he wakes and creeps out to see the snowman again, and to his amazement, the snowman comes to life. That just sounds like the original, but I don't know. Either if it's the original or not, which it says it's inspired by the original tale. I'm happy because I love this so very much. So here's my sexy pile over here of books that I probably won't finish, but I'm going to bloody well darn try to for the end of the month. Let me know what you've been reading in November and what you hope to bust out for the end of the year, you know, December time. And what new releases are you looking forward to in January? I'm actually looking forward to something that comes out, like, I think it's the last day of December, and that's Christopher Paolini's new book centered in like the inheritance cycle. That is one of my all-time favorite series. I read it years ago, and it's like a short tale collection of stories, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the third book in the Winter Night trilogy, you know, Bear and the Nightingale and all that. I hope I really enjoy the second book because I adored the first book. And I can't think of anything else off the top of my head now. But yeah, I'll speak to you in another video soon. Bye! Do you like my Ravenclaw jumper? Whoop whoop, represent!